All right, just got done watching the Manny Pacquiao Joshua Clottey fight, the event at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Uh, Watched it with my family. Had a good time. It's always a good time when you're with my family. Everyone's kind of a little bit crazy, but now to the fight. Um, got exactly what we expected from Manny Pacquiao. Uh, Threw punches and bunches. Volume puncher. Um, he showed that a volume puncher will, for the most part, take the advantage away from someone who's a defensive first type of boxer. Joshua Clottey, um, I expect a little bit more action from him. Uh, it just ended up being so one-sided, the whole fight, where because Manny Pacquiao was a busier fighter, he won every round. I was keeping tallying myself on my little scorecard in my head, and not one round did I see Joshua Clottey doing enough to win a round. Now, we all kind of came into the fight knowing, or at least understanding that Clottey probably was not going to have the power to knock out or hurt Manny Pacquiao. Really, um, he was really in his shell the whole fight, uh, waiting for the opportunity to throw a punch to counter punch Pacquiao. Didn't have what I thought was that killer instinct that he needs. I mean, if he's going to be fighting in these big marquee fights against quality opponents like Margarito and Cotto and Manny Pacquiao, he's not showing that champion mentality that he needs to win these fights. He is a good, sturdy fighter, um, but not of a champion type of boxer. Uh, Again, the fight was to me it was one sided. Pacquiao did what he was going to, and what a lot of us expected him to do, which was to overwhelm his opponent with punches from everywhere. You saw him throwing lots of body punches this time because of Claudie's high guard. I mean, his his hands in front of his face for the most part. Um, you hear our family just saying like, "Man, hit him in the body, hit him in the body," and he did that. Uh, and at times, you could kind of see the effect of the body punches, where Claudia would bring his guard a little bit down, but he would still have such a. I mean, I give it to him. He had a very solid defense, but if you're just going to be, defensive the whole time and not try to um, attack Pacquiao, you're not going to win the fight. Now there were instances later in the fight. Maybe I want to say somewhere in the ninth, 10th, or 11th round. There were times when Clottey finally decided to exchange with Pacquiao, and that's when it got exciting. The fight was fun at those points, um, and though Clottey, I'll give it to him too that he actually had probably the more effective punches. You've seen a few times where he was actually able to land several uppercuts into Pacquiao, snapping his head back a few times. Now, had he done that more often, that might have been the case for Clyde to actually win several rounds, but he didn't. You would hear his corner in between rounds saying, you need to start opening up, start leading with a jab, and throw more punches. I mean, he has nothing to lose at that point. I mean, he could. To me, it was almost like he was waiting for that one lucky punch that would lay Manny Pacquiao out, but it wasn't going to happen. Manny Pacquiao demonstrated again his ability to pretty much dictate how the fight's going to be. Clottey really at the end of the fight during his interview with Max Kellerman. I mean, he had no choice but to stay in the guard because he was getting hit every time he decided to throw punches. Um, and that right there, that mentality is not going to help win you any fights. It was almost like Clottey's real main goal was just to avoid getting knocked out, and he did that. I mean, if that was his plan, he executed it well. But that brings up an interesting point now. Now, Claudia's defense, uh, it's great. It's solid. Pacquiao didn't really get to land any too many clean punches. Uh, I could sense a little frustration on Manny's part, but he did what he had to do, and because he was a busier fighter, and he did finally, he'd actually connect more than Clottey during the rounds. He won them. So all in all, it was a decent fight. Um, Not, I wouldn't say it was really. I wouldn't even say it was in Manny Pacquiao's top five or even top 10 fights. Uh, my family and I, we were getting a little bit bored, and then when Clottey finally decided to like, hey, let's fight, it got interesting. Um, but now we're just waiting for the May 1st fight between Mayweather and Sugar Shane Mosley. See who the winner of that fight's going to be. Though everybody is kind of counting Sugar Shane Mosley out, hoping that Mayweather does win so that we finally see a Mayweather Pacquiao showdown. Um, I would be even more happier, to be honest with you, with a Sugar Shane Mosley versus Pacquiao fight. Reason being is that, again, it shows that someone who's defensive minded first against a volume puncher like a Manny Pacquiao, I could see a boring fight again. Whereas with Mosley, he is not afraid to freaking take a lick and to, kick your ass. Uh, that would be a more exciting fight now that I start thinking about it. But then again, I wouldn't mind seeing Pacquiao being one of the first ones to knock Floyd out. Just my opinion. Okay. Just want to know what's it gonna take to finally get that fight set in stone so we can see it hopefully later this year. Well, those are my thoughts about the fight. I hope you enjoyed what I had to say. Let me know what you think. Um, until then, keep it clean, and we'll talk again later. All right, peace.